what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where I channel the sacred guidance for this astrological week of the 15th until the 22nd of February. 4 days of Aquarian energy, Sun in Aquarius left, and we're moving into Pisces, the world of dreams. On Thursday, Mercury is stopping retrograde, or it's gonna come direct on Sunday, with some very interesting aspects this week. Before I go there, my course 13th of March of Astrology, diving deep into interpreting charts, understanding the basics, and sharing my unique method of interpreting charts with you. Live for 6 weekends straight, starting the 13th of March. Beautiful day, by the way, that day. We got Sun, Venus on Neptune in Pisces. That's the ultimate dreaming, the ultimate spirituality, ultimate love, inspiration. So it's a beautiful day to start a course. Subscriptions are coming in, so I'm not sure where I'm going to stop, but probably the limit's going to be 15 people. So if you still want to get in, make sure that you subscribe. This is live online via Zoom every weekend from Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. Central Eastern Standard Time. Central European Standard Time. Anyway, so let's get into this week. We had the new moon in Aquarius past week, and that was all about how to relate with one another and how to make sure that we build a new humanity. And Mercury is still going retrograde, and it is gonna come stationary on pretty much the whole week. So our mind is slowing down. We're processing a little less information. I mean, even if that's possible with all this air energy, I think it's still a lot to process, but we will be able to process a little bit less, and I think it's a good thing. I think this week is really about confinement and about restrictions and about boundaries, because Mercury coming stationary, so there's like less that we're filtering, or there's less information that we're processing or able to process. We got Sun leading the pack in that sense of the personal planets, and the boundaries with Saturn. And in between Sun and Saturn, there is Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter. So that is how we think. That is, what we are willing to explore and what we want. And all of that is in a confinement, is in a restriction, and it has a certain boundary on it. So we can't, this is what the universe is saying here is that we have to move in between this area, and we have to work with what we get. We have to reflect on what we really want, on what we really value. And if you want to go get it right now, honestly, Mars is in Taurus. You can't really get what you want. I think it's Mars in Taurus is inviting us to get really straight on what we find worthy to go after. And I think we're discovering where our actions are just not going as we would want to, because it's showing us this is not what you truly want. And, you're fighting for survival. And this is about, Mars in Taurus is on a spiritual level really about to defend and protect the earth. It's the ultimate earth protector. Now with Uranus and Taurus there too, that's the people, and it's about discovering new values. Mars is squaring Venus, so you going after what you want is being held back by other people, by a lot of people that would want something different. There's a lot of different wants, and so that's why too it's like weird values, weird ways of thinking, weird ways of proceeding, weird ways of exploring. And with Jupiter in Aquarius, with that South Node in Sagittarius, there's persuasion. There's this is how it should be, and this is what I would want. And our the part where we are invited right now is, it's not really time to start something new. It's really not, even when Monday, Tuesday. Right now, whilst we're speaking, the moon just came into Aries, and I gotta say, like, you feel that urge to act, and it's like, in a way, a relief of like, at least for Leos and everybody who is like a fire sign, they're feeling like that pull, that push, like to go. But honestly, Mars is in Taurus, squaring Jupiter, squaring Venus, squaring Mercury. It's like, do you really want this? And Uranus is squaring Saturn. It's the old versus the new. This is a period of transitioning where we're having to work within the boundaries of what we have, work with what you have right now. So this is a period where everything is going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of change going on, but we don't see it. I mean, we feel it, we see it, but we can't really do something about it. It is more at a sub level. And if there's anything positive about this, moon coming into Aries, besides the fact that it's like a relief and there's this need to act, I don't really think it's going to do a lot. I think people are needing to fight, like they feel an urge to act and to fight. And I think there's a lot of discussions that can happen because Mars is getting activated in Taurus, and it is about defending your own field, your own boundaries. And honestly, we are in Aquarian time, so anything can happen. But I'm not seeing, a lot of shit changing. The positive, that's what I was really talking about. I could just get, I wander off so many times. I guess this is that Aquarian energy too. Normally I don't really have this. But anyway, I forgot where I wanted to go with that. It doesn't really matter because there's so much to talk about. So this Mercury retrograde is reflecting on things, right, that happened between, when is it stopping? So it is going to stop around the 22nd. So from the 22nd of January all the way back to the 14th of January, the 22nd of February, all the way back to the 14th of January. That whole period, it has been in review, right? And then all the way up to, I wrote it down here, somewhere in March, I think the 27th of March. Anyway, I can't really see it right now. But Mercury goes out of shadow period, which is still going to be like 3 weeks, less or more. And so all that, so we're redoing everything that has happened from 22nd of February until the 14th of January. It's been reviewed, and now we have a chance to do it again. Now, what is that about? It's really about, the sun was still in Capricorn when it happened. The sun was in Aquarius, so this has to do with the old versus the new. So like I'm saying, there's new ideas that are coming in. I think we want to rebel, but we can't really do something. We're restricted in so many ways. And it's not just external authorities, it is us holding ourselves back. And so I think we're going to have to wait, because the sun comes into Aries on the 22nd of March, and honestly, until then, still Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter in between the sun and Saturn. And now honestly, even when the sun comes into Pisces on Thursday, which is going to activate all other different energies, we're restricted. The sun is in Aquarius and it's in its fall position. It's like it doesn't really shine. Our vitality is down, our energy is low, and it's just like, I don't know what to do, and I don't feel the energy to do it, and it's like I feel I'm being restricted, and I just want to stay at home, and until the 27th of March is when then Sun comes into Aries. I mean, Sun is in Aries, but I think it's around the 3rd or the 5th degree where Venus comes over the Sun. And then we're going to see things moving because we got Mars on the North Node in Gemini. And that is discussions, that is like final decisions or like new decisions, and everything comes into action and there's movement. And the moon just came into Leo and then goes into Virgo. So it is just really that 27th of March we got to keep an eye on. And everything that we're doing right now is going to be, a preparation for the action that we have to take then. Well, have to, which is going to happen anyway. There's movement going to go. And I think people really deep down inside with all this lockdown thing are really feeling the pressure, feeling sad, feeling low on energy. They can't take it anymore, and they're just coming up with new ways because they feel trapped. And so they're coming up with new ideas, new inspirations, new ways of doing things. And the invitation here is, with this rebellious energy, with this connecting energy, with the things shifting behind the scenes, is really about a new way of demonstrating activism, peace. And it's interesting because I say that because I received a mail of Plum Village. Plum Village is a monastery started by Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist monk, who I think he's still alive, but he has had some health challenges, and I think he had a stroke, so he can't really teach anymore, but his legacy is living more than ever. And there's actually a retreat happening now. I'm not getting anything from this, but I'm just sharing this with you, where you can actually learn, or you can just get in an online event of how to do peaceful activism. And I think, honestly, when I saw that, I was like, that is exactly what this energy is, right? If you're going to do something, you're going to be restricted. If you're going to protest, you're going to be fined, you're going to be whatever. But this peaceful activism of really just non-violent, in a way, in an Aquarian way, different from a distant, even if you're like present here right now with the camera, you are just way beyond this time and space. You're just everywhere, and this every thing, every place, every the space of everything that exists, you bring it to this very moment, and you are here, yet you are everywhere, and they can't really do something because you feel protected, and because you're protected, and you can just stand your ground. And I feel that is the kind of when your parents, right, when you were a child, they said you can't really do this, and you felt powerless because they felt, in a way, because they're more powerful, because you listen, but there was no force. They could just say no. And so that's that kind of activism where you're what your authority is, what your strength and your power is, and you just peacefully protest, and you just know, I don't know how long you're gonna do this, and you're gonna play this game, but I got all the time in the world because I'm happy, I'm healthy, we are connecting, we are one group, and eventually you are going to have to follow the people, and when I say you, I obviously mean the people who are making the regulations, who are not really thinking straight, who are, in a way, you can't really prove it, but there was interestingly an article coming out via Die Welt, which is a German newspaper, or not a newspaper, but a magazine, I think it's a newspaper too, who said that, who has shown that the government has hired scientists to scare the people for the lockdown. it doesn't surprise me. Like, I've known this because I felt it. I couldn't really prove it, but now it's all coming out. And that's what's going on with this Mercury retrograde, where we're opening our eyes and reflecting on everything that happened between 14th of January and 22nd of February. And now we're going to go over that period again. And now we're going to see things changing, like people making different decisions. Like, oh, they've had insights. And especially on Sunday, when Mercury, right, is stationary and it is trining the North Node, and the Moon is on the North Node in Gemini. Now, that is the ultimate, like, you want to get out of your comfort zone. It kind of feels uncomfortable, but, your mind is so standstill. There's a 0 point, and it's about to... So it's putting us in the right direction of what to say exactly, what to think, what to know. So we're going to have tremendous understanding and knowing what is true. That's not really true, because we got the Sun in Pisces, which is very dreamy, and Neptune square the nodes. So it still remains a little bit uncertain. But I think if you can really do it in a Piscean way, where you meditate, where you stand peacefully, where you stand in harmony, and you come from love, and you truly are able to investigate the paradoxes of life, I think you're going to get it. You're going to see it. You're going to know how to proceed. And you're going to know when Source tells you to do something. Because that's what Pisces is. It's the ultimate surrendering. It's, themes of faith that come into play. I think Sunday is a very important day. A very important day to get to know something, to understand something of how to proceed. Very important messages are going to come through today, especially through your intuition and through your third eye, or insights is what I'm saying. And so then Thursday, Sun comes into Pisces, and that just starts a whole new, month with the Moon in Taurus. So we're kind of feeling a little bit too comfortable here, and it's Moon in Taurus is exalted, and so but it is also like attached to certain materialistic things. And I think it's going to be a beautiful month. We're going to enjoy life in a way, but we're still not going to get fully what we want. I think it can make us like dream and escape reality more than ever. I think themes like faith and religion and what is true, especially because Neptune is activated. So here's where that old versus the new, the past versus the future is going to become really important. And honestly, the past is escapism. The past is religion and faith and like, oh, it's going to be all fine. And you're going to see that. You're going to see, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be like, you know what? There's hope for a future. We're going to get out of this together. Because Jupiter is in Aquarius and Venus as well, Mercury, and is in that confinement. And so there's that playground here in that third dimension where there's like they're telling you stuff and they're promising you stuff, and it's like, no. That's really not true. So it's going to be more important than ever. With a North Node in Gemini is about it's not practical, but it is integration. Everything you've learned and everything you're going to hear new there's new excitement. There's going to be like, here, we're going to promise you this, and oh, this is going to be the future, and what if you can have this? But it is all going to be so too beautiful to be true. So North Node in Gemini needs to focus on the most important aspect at that very moment and do its thorough investigation. And that's going to be the future. The future is about talking. Is it really true? It's about asking a question. It's about starting a dialogue. It's about democratically investigating. Hold on a second. Are you really sure about this? Versus Sagittarius is like, oh my God, you know what I believe? This. You know what the preacher is going to come out big time. And that's what I want to warn you for. And that's in a way where, that's why I'm saying that Mercury retrograde stationary, moon on the North Node in Gemini on Sunday is going to be extremely important if you do your research, if you're studying, if you're really with your, with your face on the facts. Important information is going to be shared, but for those who really want to see it, and then still you can get confused, right? So it's let's stay a little bit reflective here. Let's stay on the background. Let's form these ideas. Let's see what we really want. Let's still keep analyzing the past versus the future. And reflect. Maybe it's a good thing that we still don't get what we want, because if we would I feel that we're in this in-between zone, that if we would really now do something, we haven't really thought it through, eventually we're going to have to go and get moving, but it's still too premature, and it's not a good time to proceed society. I think if we honestly look, and if we really do the work, and if you really connect with one another and really come up with ideas, and I'm seeing a lot of good stuff in my environment, at least, with people with good initiatives and people with good ideas, but wait until the 27th of March and then fucking go. But now let's keep forming those ideas. Let's keep holding back. Let's just keep that bird's eye view. And still, I'm saying everything is so unpredictable. Who knows what happens? All right. So would love to hear from you in the comments how you're experiencing this very moment, and what do you think about this week's energy? Are you excited about it or not? Much love. See you next week. Bye bye.